The 4 years go by so quickly. Oh no, I can't get out of the military. How am I gonna pay off this debt? Did I set myself up? Because I want to get out. I'm scared. Now you have all this anxiety, and the Air Force, they like that. I just want to make sure you guys are set up and setting yourself up for success for when you want to get out. If there is one thing I consistently see after being in the military for over 2 years, it's that people don't join with a plan. There is a host of things that people need to think about before they join the military. Today, I'm just gonna give you a couple. First thing that you need to think about is whether you want to sign a 4-year contract or a 6-year contract. I'm thinking about doing a whole video about that. However, I have made a TikTok and Instagram reel, and I think I put it on YouTube as well as a short, asking my coworkers whether they signed a 4-year or a 6-year, and did they like it, and would they sign that same contract again?
I initially signed for 6, and then I signed for 4 with active duty.
And if you had to do it all over again?
I would probably sign for 6 with active duty.
How many years did you sign?
4.
Why?
Because I couldn't do 6. I could not.
You signed 4 again if you had to redo it.
This is a very important decision to make, especially because that's an extra 2 years if you sign a 6-year contract in a job you possibly may not like. There's plenty of videos. I'll probably make one about the pros and cons of a 4-year versus a 6-year contract. You have to decide for yourself what is going to benefit you at the end. Next thing is school. Are you going to go to school? This has been something that I have been struggling with as well. There's so many avenues that I could go into for myself, but I just know that when I joined, I'd have that schooling available to me. If you're somebody who definitely wants to go to school, have an idea of what degree that you want. They have TA, which is tuition assistance while you're active duty, and then when you get out of the military, you have the GI Bill or the Montgomery Bill. Determining whether you're going to go to school before you join will save you so much time. After you're done with your CDCs, I believe I made a video about that, you can begin to go to school. You can get with a career counselor or an education counselor, and they can walk you through that. But the main thing you have to keep in mind is time goes by quick. So you have to decide whether you are or not going to go to school. Are you going to use your time wisely? Are you going to talk to a career or education counselor as soon as possible? Or are you going to wait a couple months, wait a couple years, and at the end of it, you can't use your TA because your contract is almost up? If you're like me and you've hit your 2-year mark, you are going to look around and think, oh my gosh, where did the time go? By this time, you should have a plan, okay? Are you going to stay in? Are you going to get out? Are you going to cross train? Are you good with school? All of these questions start coming up. Your leadership is going to start asking you all these questions, and you should have an answer, or at least an idea of an answer. I know so many people who get to this point, who get to the 2-year mark, and they are scared. They don't know if they're going to stay in. They don't know if they should get out. If they get out, are they going to have enough money? Have you put yourself in debt? There's so many questions to ask at that 2-year mark, especially if you signed a 4-year like me, because now that time has almost come, and are you prepared? Are you ready? It's here. If you can't realize I'm in that situation now, it's that whole, okay, next step. Like I've done it, I've joined, now what? Some people I work with had a plan before they came in, and they've stuck to that plan completely, and they're gonna get in. They did their 4 years, they went to school exactly when they said they were, they did all the things they said they were. Now they're gonna get out and they're gonna go to school where they said and start that dream job that they want. And then I have some people on the other side who came in kind of with a plan, kind of not, and they just kind of started floating. I've heard many stories of people just re-enlisting because they didn't have a plan, or they weren't sure of their plan, or they were scared to get out. I've also seen others with a plan and their plan has completely changed. They loved the military and they're gonna stay in, and they're gonna go on and probably commission and be an officer. So there's so many things to think about, but come in with a plan, at least something that you can tangibly see, like a goal you can tangibly work towards and achieve. I don't think my mic was on that one, but I just gotta leave it, okay? All right. Before we continue, I want to shout out a company. You guys probably heard me talk about it before, but it is Dossier. Dossier produces classic high-end luxury scents at a fraction of the price, keeping the exact same high-end quality by cutting all the expenses and the infamous brand tax. These perfumes are extremely affordable. Any scent is $29, while designer scents can range from anywhere like $50 to $280 in retail. Comparing Dossier to their high-end counterparts, anything from YSL, Chanel, Dior, you're gonna get the same scents with a fraction of the cost. This perfume is definitely an upgrade for me, coming from wearing perfumes that you have to practically bathe in for it to last more than 2 hours. Another thing they offer is bulk deals. So I like to mix and match, so I get different scents all the time. If you order 3 or more, you get free shipping and 25% off. And don't worry, if the scent you got isn't fitting your style, they have free returns and exchanges forever. One thing I really like about this company is that they're always adding to their collection. So if you guys have ideas, they actually take customer feedback and they'll implement that into their future releases. So if you guys have an idea, something you just made up, or maybe a high-end brand that they don't have yet, you can always message them and that could be a future release of perfume for them. One of the things you can think about, not necessarily before you join, but kind of while you're in or before, is if you're gonna cross-train. Cross-training or retraining is basically, like it says, cross-training into another job, retraining to another job. One of the sergeants that I work with is actually cross-training out of mental health into an intel job, and he just came back from tech school for that intel. He had to come here for a little bit, but then he's moving on to another one. So he's actually giving us a brief on how that works. So hopefully I can attend that briefing and give you guys more information on cross-training and how to do it, what to expect, all that. Okay, so that's another thing that you guys can be thinking about is cross-training. Do I want to do it at, after you've done your job for like around that 2-year mark? You have until, I believe, the 13th month before you get out to decide if you're going to cross-train or not. And I believe if you do, you have to re-enlist. I believe that's correct. Another one, this is the big one. This is one I got to talk about, is finances. At that time, maybe you're 2 years in, 3 years in, 4 years, maybe 5 years since you, let's say, picked a 6-year contract. Are your finances in order? Did you put yourself in debt? Did you buy that scat pack? Did you rack up some credit card debt? Now you're thinking, oh no, I can't get out of the military. How am I going to pay off this debt? And you got to think about those things. Did you go to school? Did you make connections? Did you network? Did you start your own business? Like, did you save enough money? Did you put yourself in debt, or did you save your money? Did you make wise financial decisions, or did you buy a lot of plants? I'm just kidding. I did not buy these. These are adopted. All these things you have to keep in mind, like, did I set myself up? Because I want to get out, but I'm scared. I don't know. And I'm also talking about myself. Like, I think I set myself up well in a way that I'm like, okay, I have obviously a foundational family. You guys see my family on here. So I'm not scared about that. I'm very blessed to have my family. But I want to make sure that I am like really set up. So I'm like searching schools. The main thing with schools, I don't know, like what if I want to do so much. Like I have so many different things that I want to do. So it's like what? So mine is more just like, I need to just choose. I just need to put my foot on the gas and be like, yes, just do it, Nike. The 4 years go by so quickly, okay? And I just want to make sure you guys are set up and setting yourself up for success for when you want to get out. If you want to stay in and you want a commission, or you just want to stay in, you're loving it, or it's helping your family or whatever. If you want to stay in, that's amazing. If you don't, you have to set a plan. Don't just get out and be like, didn't talk to nobody, didn't make any networking connections, left with a bad taste in everybody's mouth, don't have a home life you can go back to, didn't set up a job, aren't going to do skill bridge, which is the last 6 months of your contract. You can do an internship if your command lets you. It's like, now you have all this anxiety, and the Air Force kind of, I think they like that because they're thinking, oh, okay, they're going to re-enlist. They don't have a job lined up. They don't have anything lined up. So how are they going to have their benefits outside? How are they going to continue with medical care and dental? They don't have that at any job. You didn't do nothing to help yourself to get out. So they going, go ahead, you can sign another 4 year. Why not just sign 6, So think about these things, please. Another thing you can ask yourself, are you going to buy a house? Are you going to move out? I am hopefully going to move out of the dorms soon. Hopefully I'm going to actually put on my next rank next month. So I'm excited. And now I'm like, all right, well, I got to get out the dorms. Well, how am I going to do it? Am I going to save money? Am I going to do it in a way where I can pocket a lot of that BAH, that housing money. Okay, like we could talk about that when that comes. But yes, all of these things you need to think about. This was a small list, okay, of so many things you should think about, but at least think about these things. Think about these things before you come in. Please let me know something, if you guys are in, let me know something that you didn't even think about that you should have been thinking about in the comments below before you joined, okay? If you have not joined yet, tell me one of the answers to one of these. Do you plan on going to school? Are you going to sign a 6-year or 4-year? You know, give me one answer to one of these questions to let me know that you guys are thinking about this, okay? Because I don't want DMs like, I didn't listen, I didn't think. Think about one, okay? And we can talk about it and we can discuss in the comments below, okay? I will see you guys on the next video. Follow me here, obviously subscribe. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know what else you guys want to see next.